Welcome to Gaze into Cinema, the cryptic vanishing of Louis Le Sovereign. Welcome to Gaze into Cinema. In the chronicles of filmmaking history, one name stands apart as both a trailblazer and a puzzler, Louis Le Sovereign. Frequently eclipsed by the more popular figures of early film, for example, the Lumiere siblings and Thomas Edison, Le Sovereign's heritage is obfuscated by secret. His noteworthy commitments to the craft of movies eclipsed by his peculiar vanishing. Louis-Aimé Augustin Le Rouler was brought into the world in Metz, France, in 1841, into a group of craftsmen and creators. Since early on, he showed a distinct fascination with science and innovation, especially the arising area of photography. Enlivened by pioneers like Edward Muybridge and Etienne Jules Marais, Le Sovereign set off to catch moving pictures on film, an accomplishment that would reform the universe of visual narrating. In 1888, Le Sovereign accomplished a significant advancement when he effectively caught the world's most memorable moving pictures on a solitary roll of film. His short film, known as Roundhay Nursery Scene, portrayed individuals from his family walking around a nursery in Leeds, Britain. It was an exceptional accomplishment, many years somewhat revolutionary, and laid the basis for the introduction of the movie business. Floated by his prosperity, Le Rouler put his focus on much more prominent accomplishments of true-to-life advancement. He kept on refining his procedures, exploring different avenues regarding new camera plans and shooting techniques in quest for his vision. However, similarly as his star appeared to be ready to climb, misfortune struck. On September 16, 1890, Louis Le Rouler boarded a train destined for Paris, meaning to exhibit his most recent innovations to the world. Joined by his child Adolphe, Le Rouler conveyed with him his most recent model camera and a few reels of film, including his most aggressive venture yet, a progression of short movies catching scenes from regular day-to-day existence. Yet, as the train moved ahead its course, misfortune struck. Somewhere close to Dijon and Paris, Louis Le Rouler evaporated suddenly. His effects, including his gear and camera equipment, were mysteriously gone, and there were no witnesses to his vanishing. The news sent shockwaves through the logical and imaginative networks, passing on numerous to hypothesize about the destiny of the spearheading movie producer. Some accepted that Le Sovereign had succumbed to unfairness, his earth-shattering developments desired by rival innovators and business people. Others speculated that he had just decided to vanish, unfit to bear the heaviness of his own virtuoso. However, notwithstanding endless examinations and requests, reality behind Louis Le Sovereign's vanishing remains covered in secret. Throughout the long term, various hypotheses have arisen, going from the conceivable to the absolutely fantastical. One famous hypothesis proposes that Le Rouler was killed by specialists of Thomas Edison, who dreaded the opposition presented by his progressive filmmaking innovation. As per this hypothesis, Edison arranged Le Sovereign's vanishing to guarantee his own strength in the arising film industry. One more hypothesis sets that Le Sovereign decided to evaporate voluntarily, trying to get away from the tensions of distinction and fortune that went with his weighty creations. Some accept that he expected another personality and experienced his other days in haziness, a long way from according to the world. However, notwithstanding the progression of time, one inquiry keeps on tormenting the people who look disentangle the secret of Louis Le Rouler's vanishing. What happened to his weighty movies? In the outcome of his disappearing, Le Rouler's work was to a great extent neglected, eclipsed by the accomplishments of his peers. Yet lately, recharged interest in Le Sovereign's heritage has prompted a reconsideration of his enduring movies and chronicled materials. Scholars and antiquarians have gone through dusty documents and exhibition hall assortments, looking for signs that could reveal insight into the destiny of his lost works of art. Furthermore, their endeavors have borne natural product. In 1930, a store of old film reels was found in the loft of a house in New York City, among them a few reels bearing the undeniable characteristic of Louis Le Rouler. Among the treasures uncovered was an early adaptation of Roundhay Nursery Scene, alongside sections of other lost films. The disclosure ignited a recharged interest in Le Sovereign's work, prompting a reconsideration of his commitments to the craft of film. Today, Louis Le Sovereign is perceived as one of the overlooked yet truly great individuals of early filmmaking. His spearheading soul celebrated by producers and antiquarians all over the planet. However, even as his heritage is at last starting to get the acknowledgement it merits, the secret of his vanishing stays as tempting as could be expected. However long there are the people who look to unwind the insider facts of the past, the conundrum of Louis Le Ruler will keep on charming the creative mind, a demonstration of the getting-through force of human interest and inventiveness. In the midst of the whirling hypothesis, one voice arose as a hero of Louis Le Ruler's heritage, Dr. Isabelle Leconte, a famous film student of history and far-off family member of the missing producer. Dr. Leconte devoted herself to disentangling the secrets encompassing Le Ruler's vanishing, poring over chronicled reports and directing meetings with specialists in the field. Driven by a profound feeling of familial association and a craving to put any misinformation to rest, Dr. Leconte set out on an excursion that would take her from the clamoring roads of Paris to the calm field of provincial France. En route, she experienced a cast of characters as bright and baffling as the mystery she tried to unwind. One such person was Jacques Dubois, an unconventional gatherer intensely for everything connected with early film. Dubois professed to have a motherlode of Le Sovereign memorabilia, including letters, photos, and surprisingly, an interesting model camera supposed to have had a place with the missing movie producer. In any case, as Dr. Leconte before long found, not all things be as it appeared, and Dubois held on to privileged insights of his own. As Dr. Leconte dug further into her examination, she uncovered a snare of interest and double-dealing extending back many years. Secret in the shadows were rival movie producers, deceitful financial backers, and shadowy figures with a personal stake in keeping reality covered. In any case, in the midst of the disarray and disarray, Dr. Leconte stayed unflinching, directed by her relentless determination to uncover reality. With each new disclosure, she sorted out pieces of the riddle, attracting nearer and nearer to the core of the secret that had evaded researchers for such a long time. And afterward, when it appeared to be that the fact of the matter was inside her grip, misfortune struck by and by. Dr. Leconte got word that Jacques Dubois had been found dead under strange conditions, his assortment of Le Sovereign memorabilia missing suddenly. Still up in the air to honor Dubois's memory and satisfy her central goal, Dr. Leconte went ahead, following the weak path of hints that he had abandoned. From dusty chronicles to stowed-away storage rooms, she scoured each side of France looking for the subtle truth, reluctant to rest until she had unwound the secret for the last time. And afterward, one pivotal day, as she remained on the desolate precipices of Brittany, looking out at the immense region of the ocean, Dr. Leconte made a disclosure that would make a huge difference. In a climate-beaten chest tucked away among the stones, she found a store of old film reels. Their names blurred with age, however, bearing the undeniable characteristic of Louis Le Ruler. With shaking hands, Dr. Leconte painstakingly inspected each reel, her heart beating with fervor and expectation. Also, as the glimmering pictures moved before her eyes, she understood that she had at last found what she had been looking for, the unaccounted-for parts of the riddle that had consumed her for such a long time. In the years that followed, Dr. Leconte committed herself to re-establishing and saving Le Ruler's lost movies, guaranteeing that his spearheading work would be associated with ages to come. Furthermore, however, the secret of his vanishing could never be completely tackled. Dr. Leconte took comfort in the information that she had assisted with revealing insight into a part of history long covered in obscurity. Thank you for watching.